We all carry both light and darkness within us. What matters is which part we choose to let guide our actions. That is who we truly are. Sirius Black. Deep within every human soul, two currents always flow side by side, light and darkness. Light carries compassion, kindness, and the longing to reach far. Darkness hides fear, selfishness, bursts of rage, and secret desires. They are not separate, nor sharply opposed, but like two faces of one single mirror, reflecting the true essence of human existence. Many still believe a good person is someone without any darkness, yet life quietly reveals the opposite truth. Everyone shelters both a little angel and a little devil, whispering endlessly in the mind. The key is not whether we possess darkness, but which part we choose to illuminate the path for our actions. The human soul is like the sky at dawn. There, thick black clouds of doubt, old wounds, and ancient memories still drift, yet behind them, the golden sun waits patiently for the moment it will break through. Every choice we make in life is like a magical door, opening the way for one of those two forces. When we choose forgiveness over resentment, understanding over quick judgment, light spreads gently and steadily, like sunlight slipping through the morning mist. But if we keep feeding bitterness and let anger take the lead, darkness expands, like a sealed room that forever refuses to let light in. The true nature of a person lies not in fleeting thoughts, but in the actions we actually take. A beautiful idea that is never acted upon is merely a seed lying dormant in the earth. Only when we dare to act do we truly sculpt who we are. Life is not a brutal war to destroy darkness, something almost impossible, but a wise journey of learning to choose light, just a little more, every single day. And through those small, quiet choices, we silently paint the portrait of our own spirit, not perfect, but growing ever more radiant. Believe in yourself and everything you already possess. Know that something inside you is greater than any obstacle. Christian D. Larson. Deep within every person, there lies a silent source of power, like a small flame hidden beneath layers of doubt and fear. Too many walk through life feeling tiny before countless towering challenges, forgetting that those obstacles are only as strong as our inner belief allows them to be. When someone truly believes in themselves, their entire way of seeing the world shifts. Difficulties stop being walls and become mysterious doors, inviting us to discover new keys. Self-belief is not blind arrogance, but a profound understanding of our own core worth. Like a sailor on the boundless ocean where waves rage, skies darken, and the compass seems lost, yet if we grip the helm with unwavering resolve, the ship will always find its course. Obstacles in life may make us falter and plant doubt in our hearts, but they have never defeated the inner strength of those who rise after every fall. In truth, the greatest thing within a person is not born talent or random luck, but the ability to keep moving forward even when the heart trembles with fear. Each time we dare to believe in ourselves a little more, we ignite a hidden inner force we never knew existed. And when that belief grows strong enough, barriers that once seemed impossible slowly shrink, vanishing like darkness before a brilliant light. Believe in yourself and everything you hold, because deep inside you there is always something stronger than fear, more enduring than hardship, and greater than any obstacle life can place before you. When you awaken to that truth, you will see that the greatest power to change your destiny lies not in the outer world, but right within your own soul. Everything that happens to you mirrors what you believe about yourself. We cannot rise above the level of our own self-confidence. We cannot attract more than we believe we deserve. Iyanla Vanzan. An invisible mirror is the belief we hold about ourselves. That mirror quietly reflects the outer world, so every experience in life carries the shape of what we deeply believe. If someone constantly tells themselves they are not good enough or worthy, they walk through life in endless hesitation, as if stepping across a fragile hanging bridge, and that hesitation makes them miss countless opportunities, limiting their potential before life even offers a challenge. It is not that the world lacks chances, but that their minds have unconsciously built an invisible glass ceiling. Self-confidence, at its deepest level, is not a passing feeling of strength. It is the solid foundation of an inner house. If the foundation is low, the house of life can rise only so high. A person cannot fly higher than the belief they hold in their own wings. Therefore, what truly holds us back is rarely harsh circumstances, but the silent story we repeat to ourselves each day. I am not good enough. I do not deserve it. That is too far away. Those quiet whispers, repeated over years, become invisible ropes, binding the potential waiting to awaken inside us. Life works like a mysterious psychological magnet. We attract what matches the self-image we carry in our minds. Those who believe they deserve respect naturally radiate self-respect, and that very presence makes others see them the same way. On the other hand, those who feel unworthy unconsciously accept far less than they deserve, like a grand porcelain vase that dares to hold only a little water for fear it cannot contain more. Sometimes changing life does not begin by conquering the outer world, but by expanding the inner one. When people gradually raise their belief in their own worth, they become like someone bravely unfolding long folded wings. The sky is still as vast as ever, opportunities still wait. They simply never dared to believe they deserved that height. And when belief transforms, life transforms too, like an inner mirror finally wiped clean, reflecting a larger, more brilliant version of who we are. We are captivated by the beauty of the butterfly, yet rarely acknowledge the changes it endured to become that beauty. Maya Angelou. People often lose themselves in the beauty of a butterfly gliding through golden sunlight, its delicate wings shimmering like a living painting drawn by nature in vivid hues. We gaze in wonder, seeing it as the perfect symbol of freedom and grace. Yet in that moment of awe, few remember the silent, grueling journey this small creature had to survive. Before it became a proud emblem of beauty, the butterfly was once a clumsy crawler on the ground, unnoticed and plain. It had to seal itself inside a tight cocoon, nearly dissolving completely, to be reborn in a new, magnificent form. Human life is exactly the same. We admire someone's success, growth, or radiance, but rarely notice the cocoons they had to live through. The lonely months, the repeated failures, the waves of self-doubt, all the dark chapters of growth that the world seldom sees. The human mind loves the finished result far more than the process, just as we want only to admire the butterfly's wings without witnessing the fierce struggle inside the cocoon. Yet it is that very struggle that creates true beauty. If the butterfly had not fought with all its strength to break free, its wings would never have been strong enough to fly. The hardship of emerging from the cocoon is nature's quiet training for the moment of freedom. For humans too, the challenges we try to avoid are actually the necessary pressures that forge inner strength. Every fall, every moment we must reinvent ourselves, is an old cocoon breaking open, making way for a wiser, more complete version of who we are. When we see a butterfly's beauty, we should not only admire its wings, but also honor the transformative journey that created them. Because in the human spirit, true beauty lies not in flawless appearance, but in the courage to walk through darkness and emerge as a better version of ourselves. And like the butterfly, sometimes the darkest stages are exactly where the preparation for the most dazzling flight begins. Be yourself and speak your feelings, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. We often stop living as our true selves and start wearing masks shaped by other people's expectations. We weigh every word, hide our real emotions, and reshape ourselves to fit the gaze of those around us. Yet the irony is that the harder we try to please everyone, the more we lose our inner peace. Because when we keep adjusting ourselves to be accepted, we slowly become a faded version of who we really are. The people who truly care about you will never ask you to become someone else to be loved. They see both your strengths and your unfinished edges, and they choose to stay. Like a genuine garden where flowers do not need to pretend to be another species in order to bloom. On the other hand, those who only like you when you play the role they want have never truly loved the real you. Their acceptance is as fragile as a thin mirror. The moment you live authentically, it cracks. Daring to show your true feelings and live as yourself is not rebellion, it is a sign of maturity. A person who understands that their worth is not measured by how many people approve of them, but by how honest they are with themselves. When you speak your real thoughts and show your real emotions, you become a lamp that has been lit. That light may cause some to leave because they are unused to honesty, but it will also draw the people who truly belong. Living as yourself is not fighting the world, it is simply choosing the right people to share your world with. Those who do not truly care will naturally drift away, and that is not a loss. It is a necessary filtering so you can keep only the relationships that are real. And when you no longer have to strain to please everyone, your soul becomes lighter, like a bird finally flying on its own wings. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Sophia Bush. Many people carry a silent pressure, the belief that they only have value once they are perfect. They wait until they are skilled enough, strong enough, flawless enough, before they dare to feel proud of themselves. But in reality, a person is not a stone statue carved in one strike, but a large painting being created gradually over time. You are completely allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work still in progress. A painter stands before a wide canvas. On it are already beautiful patches of color, moments of growth, kindness, effort, and achievements you have reached. Yet in other corners, there are still unfinished strokes and rough sketches. That does not diminish the painting's value. On the contrary, it proves the painting is still alive, still evolving. Humans are the same. Each of us carries parts we can be truly proud of, while also carrying parts that still need learning, repair, and growth. Accept them without losing self-respect. A person with real inner strength understands they do not need to be perfect to deserve love, respect, or happiness. They allow themselves to progress day by day, like a garden blooming in some corners while still sowing seeds in others. Allow yourself to shine and to keep learning at the same time. Cherish who you have already become, and be patient with who you are still becoming. Life is not a contest to prove who is most perfect, but a journey of creating an ever deeper version of ourselves. And one day when you look back, you will realize that true beauty in a person lies not in still perfection, but in the endless process of becoming. You do not have to wait until you are finished to become a masterpiece. You already are one, right in the middle of your ongoing creation. Life sometimes knocks you down. It frightens you and defeats you. But sooner or later you will realize you are not only a survivor, but a warrior. You are stronger than anything life throws at you. And you truly are. One Tree Hill. Life is not always gentle with us. There are times it arrives like an unexpected storm, slamming us to the ground and leaving us dazed amid fear, disappointment, and helplessness. In those moments, it is easy to believe we have broken, that our strength has run out. Failures, losses, and wounds feel like repeated blows from fate, shaking our souls and making us doubt our own worth. Yet, the paradox of life is this. It is precisely in the moments when we seem weakest that our real strength begins to form. At first, we only try to survive. We stand up slowly, like someone stepping out of heavy rain, clothes still wet, steps still shaky. But as days pass, we notice something important. We are still here. What happened did not destroy us. And from that realization, a subtle change begins in the mind. We no longer see ourselves only as victims of circumstance. We start to see another image, the image of a warrior growing through every battle. A warrior is not someone who has never been knocked down. It is someone who has fallen many times, felt exhausted many times, yet still chooses to rise once more. Every inner scar becomes a mark of growth, like the tough veins on a tree after countless storms. Life may hurl difficulties, trials, and moments that make us feel we cannot continue. Yet the simple fact that we keep walking, even slowly, proves that the strength inside us is far greater than we ever imagined. One day when we look back at the road we have traveled, we will understand a profound truth. We are not merely survivors of what happened. We are the ones who learned how to fight back. The things that once terrified us now stand as proof of our inner power. And when we understand that, we begin to walk with a new calm, the calm of someone who knows they are stronger than anything life can throw at them. Not because life became easier, but because we have become stronger than the challenges themselves. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Maya Angelou. Some people pass through life like a leaf drifting on water. They exist, but they rarely truly live. They complete their days out of habit, repeating familiar routines, and call that living. Humans are born not just to maintain biological existence, but to grow, to bloom like a tree reaching powerfully toward the light. To live is not merely to breathe, but to expand our possibilities, to learn, to experience, to love, and to leave our own mark on the world. That powerful growth does not come only from ambition or dry discipline. It needs the subtle spices of the soul. A little passion, like an inner flame, keeps the heart warm and drives us forward even when the path grows difficult. Without passion, life easily becomes a machine running smoothly but without a soul. But passion makes every day vibrant, like sunlight bringing a garden to bloom. Compassion is what keeps human growth from becoming cold. A person can be very successful and very strong, yet if they lack empathy for others, that success feels like a tall building empty inside. Compassion reminds us that we do not grow alone. We grow together with relationships, with sharing, and with the ability to see another's pain. And then, a little humor and style become the charm that makes the journey lighter. Humor lets us smile at failure, turning difficult moments into memorable stories. Style is our personal signature, the way we walk through life with confidence and individuality, like each person adding a different brushstroke to the great painting of the world. The mission of living is not simply to extend the time we exist, but to make that time shine. Grow with passion so the heart never cools, with compassion so the soul never hardens, with humor so life feels less heavy, and with style so every step carries your own unique mark. Then, life is no longer just a chain of passing days, but a journey full of vitality, where we truly bloom into the most complete version of ourselves. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the realization that something is more important than fear. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. Everyone knows fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain, fear of stepping into the unknown. But what separates an ordinary life from a meaningful one is not how much or how little we fear, but how each of us faces that fear. Courage, in its deepest nature, is not the absence of fear, but the moment when a person realizes there are values greater than their fear, love, dreams, honor, or the desire to live a life without regret. The human soul is like a boat facing the vast ocean. Fear is the strong wind that makes the boat shake, urging us to turn back to the safe harbor. But if the boat remains anchored in the harbor forever, it will never know how wide the ocean truly is. A courageous person is not someone who feels no wind. They feel it clearly. Yet they still choose to raise the sails and set out, because in their hearts there is something more important than absolute safety, the longing to live fully. The way we experience life. If someone always shrinks back and chooses the safest path, they may avoid many failures, but they also miss the brilliant moments life has to offer. Life then becomes like a book that was never opened, safe, but empty. Those who dare to walk through fear may face wounds and falls, but they truly live. Every courageous decision is like a spark that lights the soul, reminding us that humans were not born merely to exist, but to experience, to love, and to pursue what matters. And in the end, when we look back, what makes us most proud is not the times we avoided fear, but the times we stepped through it to protect what our hearts knew was important.